that drive. Instead of second and a short 6, they'll move it back inside the 20 down to about the 17, and that'll bring up first and about 17, almost 18 yards. So big swing and down and distance off of that penalty.
So it was spotted behind the line of scrimmage, and that's where the penalty was marked from. Okay. Terry and I had a little pregame discussion on this, and neither one of us knows anything more now than we did when it started.
Salas back under center, I formation, one wide out either side. Here's the snap. Salas rolls to his left. Oh, great pass down this sideline. 45-40 down inside the 40-yard line. And it's Crudup as he makes a great catch. And Salas led him beautifully, hit him in stride, Tommy.
44 yards on that pass and catch. And again, Bob Lee, the play fake holds him. Salas rolls to his left and connects.
Tommy, that's one thing. You know, we keep running the ball, and they start bringing people up in the box. They're selling out for the run, and that's going to leave that pass wide open.
They did. They blitzed one of their onside linebackers. He couldn't get out to help, and Crudup had a lot of room to run.
Great move on the line of scrimmage that time by Crudup. Here's Salas back under center. They'll give it to Benford going across the line. Goes all the way over. Good gracious. Finds a seam and works his way inside the 30. Looked like he had nowhere to go, Tommy, at about the 38. Made a sharp cut and able to move down to the 30. He's about 2, maybe 3 yards shy of another first down for the Blue Devils.
Again, the jet sweep. Benford lines up as the wingback on the left side, goes in motion behind the quarterback. Snap it, give it to him quickly as he's running parallel to the line of scrimmage and just looking for that first cutback angle. 8 yards on first down.
So Lebanon already leads 3-0. They're working to field goal range again as they'll set it up 2nd and 2 just inside the Wilson Central 30. Salas steps back, hands to Gaines. Boy, he is gone up the middle, but a flag will probably nullify that as Gaines shoots through that gap and works his way all the way inside the 20 down to close to 15, but I think they'll bring it back.
They faked the jet sweep, gave it to Gaines up the middle, calling 2 backs in motion, illegal shift. Bob, what happened on that one? Did you see it?
Tommy, you had a wide out on this side. He moved in as the ball was snapped when you had a man in motion. When you got 2 people moving at one time, that's an illegal shift.
So that one was no good from the start. But what a great move by Gaines as he just squirted through that middle.
Well, they got very conscious of the jet sweep. They faked the sweep, the jet, and give it to Gaines up the middle. And Terry, that nullified a pretty good gain for Carlos Gaines.
Pickup was down to the 12. That would have been a 15-yard pickup, but instead we get a 5-yard penalty.
Gracious. So they'll spot it down just inside the 35-yard line. Boy, and that was a busted play as Salas goes down right outside the Gaines, outside the 38 to the 39. So Lebanon suddenly going backwards. Wow.
3rd down and extra long yardage here. 3rd and 10. Lebanon's going to have to decide, look a play beyond. Say, okay, we're going to try to get 6 or 7 and then go for it. We're going to try to get 6 or 7, kick the field goal. We're going to try to get the whole thing right here. Take a look.
Formation, Benford up, back, Gaines deep, Crudup left, Walton right. They'll throw on that right side to Walton. He's one-on-one, jump ball, circus catch. He did come down with it. My goodness, what a great grab by Ken Walton on that far sideline, and they'll mark him out of bounds right at the 20. 1st and 10, Blue Devils.
Fade route. Salas takes 1 step back and just throws the pop fly down the far sideline. Walton on the reception. 17 yards on that pitch and catch, and that took the mystery out of it. Lebanon with the first down.
So great play call that time as Bobby Brown caught him in a one-on-one on that outside, and that's not a matchup you want with Walton split out wide right. Salas under center, I formation, He drops back, coming across the formation. He'll give it to Maynard. He's working across, picks up a block. Inside the 20, that looked good for a minute, but it's shut down right at about the 19. So Wilson Central strung that one out, Tommy, and able to get it for about a yard gain.
Running the wide stuff with the reverses, the jet sweeps, gets Wilson Central conscious of trying to get to the boundary quickly and to stop Lebanon's outside play. What that does, you fake it, now you run the dive, you run the tailback right at him up the middle and try to gash him.
So Matthew Maynard on the carry for 1 yard, 2nd and 9, just inside the 20. Handed off to the upback, William Benford. Benford moves down to about the 16 as he basically just had to push the pile to get those yards, and he was able to get about 3 out of that one. So it'll bring up 3rd and long 6, short 7, just outside the 16.
Lee on the tackle for the Wildcats. Josh Lee, 185-pound senior, one of the leaders for that Wildcat defensive unit. Brad Dedman, former Blue Devil, player and coach, runs the defense for Wilson Central.
Here's Tribble lined up now as the fullback. Gaines the deep back. They'll give it to Gaines. Boy, it almost missed the handoff, but he's able to absolutely weave. I mean, he had to spin 2 or 3 times to get down to about the 10. So tough decision here on play calling, but Tribble was basically a decoy on that play, Tommy.
Lead blocker. Tribble kicks on the defensive end, and Carlos cut it back up the middle and made the first man miss and then ran through a couple of tackles. Lebanon will leave the offense on the field. 4th down and very short. They've had good success running Salas on the quarterback sneak, and of course Tribble in there at fullback, and Mr. Reliable, Carlos Gaines at tail.
3:28 and counting. Lebanon up 3-0. Salas quarterback sneak right up the middle, and they read that one right off the get-go. And he didn't have to get much, and I don't know if he got enough.
They've got a good spot. It looks like a first from here. Bob, what have you got?
Tom, he's got a first down. He's got past the marker right there. He had the forward progress, got the ball. Of course, they threw him backwards, and it made it look as if he didn't get there. They're going to bring in the chains, but I believe he's got the first down.
Well, that spot changed. It's not quite as good as it looked like to begin with. It's going to be close. We trust you, though, Bob.
It's just outside the 11. On the initial spot, that's looked pretty good. They'll stretch it. And they got the first by about the length of the football.
First and 10, Blue Devils.
So Lebanon will have a 1st and 10, and when we say 1st and 10, they'll have to get to about the half-inch line to pick up a first down, but they can get a first down without scoring. 3:17 and counting. Lebanon already leads 3-0. 3:12 before halftime. Salas back under center, travel in there at fullback. Tribble gains the deep back. And they give it to Tribble this time. He has a huge gaping hole, and he just absolutely gnarls it all the way across the goal line. Touchdown, Cody Tribble, 9-0, pinning the PAT.
They ran the trap play as Travis White on the left side pulls, kicks on the defensive tackle. They double the nose. They get a natural seam in there, and Tribble high steps over the first pile, gets in there for the touchdown. Bob Lee, you got the call, the PAT.
Tommy Bishop on for the attempt. Silas to hold. The kicker is ready. The ball club is set. The snap's back. The hold's down. The kick's up. It's high. It's long. It's good. 2:53 left to go in the first half. It's 11-10. Wilson Central nothing.
Cody Tribble touchdown run covering 10 yards.
Contest, food, shopping, and much more. Kitty Corner will be hosting Be a Farmer for a day. For more information, visit our website at Wilson.
Brooks deep to receive.
And here's the kickoff. It's long and it's deep, but it's fielded by that same upback. He's going to work out to the 30. Runs into a wall there. taken down across the 30. So good starting field position for Wilson Central, but Lebanon leads 10-0 with 2:53 to go here in the first half.
2 possessions by the Blue Devils tonight, 2 scoring drives. The last one, 75-yard, 9-play drive. Cody Tribble, a 10-yard touchdown run with 2:53 left in the first half. Bishop with the PAT. It's now Lebanon 10, Wilson Central 0.
And a good start for that Lebanon offense.
So Wilson Central lines up shotgun, split backs, 2 wideouts right, 1 left. They'll hand it across and just nowhere to go is JT Majors. He keeps working backwards. Now he's got some room, works over here to the right side. 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield. Nobody there, and he trips and falls. The turf monster got him at the 40. My goodness.
Majors started on a little cross-buck action in the backfield. Started left, wheeled back right. I thought they blocked one of Lebanon's kids in the back behind the line of scrimmage. At least it looked that way.
A couple times.
29 yards on the play by JT Majors. And Bob, did he hit a sprinkler head, or did he just lose his balance?
No, Tommy, I think he's tripped over the 40-yard line.
Turf monster's hiding inside that 0. Reached up and grabbed him, and it's 1st and 10. Wilson Central at the 11 and 39.
Timeout.
Central's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 1 minute. We'll take the break. Lebanon leads Central by a score of 10-0. 2:32 to go in the first half. We'll be back in 60.
443-3876.
Wilson Central back, bad snap, high snap and shotgun. Aaron Scott wise to just fall on that, but the loss will move it back all the way to the 46-yard line. So on a 2nd and about, or a 1st and 10 from inside the 39, they'll move it back to the 46. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and about 16.
Bob Lee, based on what we saw last week with Blackman and all those low snaps, I guess a low snap out of the shotgun is better than a high snap.
Well, Tommy, you got it right there in front of you. I mean, when you've got to jump up for the ball, you take your eyes off of everything in front of you to get your eyes up to that ball.
So here comes Scott under center this time. He'll throw out to his left. And the receiver over there, Atkins, has it. He's got all the yardage lost back, and he'll move it down to about the 37. So a pickup, or actually it'll bring up a 3rd and we'll call it a long 7.
Atkins, the tight end, was split wide left, and at 6'6", an imposing target. He ran the slant route, just stepped inside of the DB, Calderon Williams on that side, just made a nice little catch.
Boy, and they've got him split out here on Woods. This time another bad snap, but Hardy picks it out of the air. He's at the 45, and he'll lose yardage again. So one good play, 2 bad ones, and you're looking at 4th down and about 13 from the Lebanon 42.
How fortunate the Wildcats turned out to be that Ladarian Hardy was lined up behind the quarterback, Aaron Scott, and that high shotgun snap ricocheted off the quarterback and goes back to Hardy. Negative yardage as it was, it could have been much worse. Connor McChurch to kick the football, and Lebanon will not send anyone deep. They're playing the fake right here.
Well, 38 seconds and counting. I don't think they'll want to do anything with it. McChurch does get it off. A wobbly kick, low line drive. It's going to die like a quail at about the 14, and that's where Lebanon will take over with 29 seconds to go here in the first half, leading 10-0 over Wilson Central from Noakes Lassiter.
28 yards on that kick, but it does the job. No return. 29 seconds to go, and look for Lebanon just to kill this thing out right here.
A little tickle in the throat. Boy, it's been a good night for football, too. A little chilly, but not too bad. Lebanon huddles up, and they'll go to the line, and it's a extremely preventative formation, if you will. It's the prevent, as they've got the smokestack eye Salas under center, and he'll take a knee, and that should do it for the first half with Lebanon up 10-0 here at Noakes Lassiter Stadium.
Stay with us for halftime, as we'll have all the stats, individual and team stats by Terry Stafford. Of course, we'll have our Titans preview brought to you by the Titans Radio Network. Then we'll have some halftime interviews, and then the second half of action. 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it for the first half of action. We're halfway home. Lebanon leads the Wildcats of Wilson Central 10-0. We are at intermission. We'll take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes. We'll be back with more.
You need to get on over and sign up if you haven't already signed up for it. We're going to be doing the kick between the third quarter.